Hey guys, and welcome again to Sandra's Stenography and Shorthand Court Reporting Dictation. Yeah, so thank you for coming. And if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscription button and the bell for notifications. So when I do live videos, you guys are notified. I hope I've been listening to some of my videos because I'm very active on this channel. And I've noticed I've been getting somewhat of a feedback when I have my speaker turned plugged in, and which is a lot of the time. So I hope this video sounds a little bit better without some feedback, or it could be because I'm live streaming. I don't know. So I'm going to listen to this video and see how it sounds, and if it sounds better, then I know that it's my speakers and not the live stream, because I would hate to stop the live stream. They provide me an ability to give you longer dictations that I would as if I was using my phone, because my phone can only hold so much, but my laptop I can live stream for hours. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about having a dictation marathon over here. Just going and just letting people jump in as they feel like. So maybe I'll do that. If you think that's a great idea, leave me a comment in the comment section, and maybe I'll do a dictation marathon where I just go for a couple of hours on some jury charge, some Q&A, get some lit in there, and really give you guys a good workout. But some people are not at that level yet, and some people are. So if you are at that level and that's something else you want to see on my channel, or if there's anything at all that you would like to see on my channel, please leave me a comment in the comment section below this video, and I will respond. What else is there? Also, rate this video, give it a thumbs up, please. You guys have been slipping on that. I've been watching you. You started out so good, and now nothing. Crickets. So please don't forget to rate this video before you leave today. And I'm going to pull up this dictation. I'm just doing the jury charge part of this dictation right now. I have not started the whole case, so you have not missed anything. But I ran across the jury charge in the beginning of the trial. If you watched the previous video and you're here, then you already know we went through pretty much the setup, and then now we're going through what the judge is saying to the jury about the different charges that the state must prove in order to convict her of either murder in the first degree, manslaughter, murder in the second degree, aggravated child abuse, and so on and so forth. Now, I don't know if you remember this case. I'm from Florida, so I remember this case. Wow. I mean, I think everybody probably remembers this case. State of Florida versus Casey Anthony, the young lady that was accused of killing her child. And wow, did this, well, we won't even go into the publicity and everything that went along with this. But what we are going to do is we are going to practice some jury charge. And I'll even give you some statute numbers so you can get that kind of practice in of how you're going to write your statutes if you don't already have a clue. And some more dictation as far as what the judge is saying to the jury before this trial even gets underway. So, jury charge. That's why they call it jury charge. So here we go. Ready? That's right. Felony murder dash first degree. 782.04 bracket 1 close bracket A close bracket, comma, Florida statute. To prove the crime of first-degree felony murder, the state must prove the following three elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1. Kaylee Marie Anthony is dead. 2. The death occurred as a consequence of and while Casey Marie Anthony was engaged in the commission of aggravated child abuse, or the death occurred as a consequence of and while Casey Marie Anthony was attempting to commit aggravated child abuse. Casey Marie Anthony was the person who actually killed Kaylee Marie Anthony. In order to convict of first-degree felony murder, it is not necessary for the state to prove that the defendant had a premeditated design to kill. Aggravated child abuse. 827.03 brackets 2 close brackets, comma, Florida statute. To prove the crime of aggravated child abuse, the state must prove the following two elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1. Casey Marie Anthony knowingly or willfully committed child abuse upon Kaylee Marie Anthony, and in doing so caused great bodily harm, permanent disability, or permanent disfigurement. 2. Kaylee Marie Anthony was under the age of 18 years. Quote, willfully, close quote, means intentionally, knowingly, and purposely. Quote, child abuse, close quote, means the intentional infliction of physical or mental injury upon a child, or an intentional act could reasonably be expected to result in physical or mental injury to a child, or active encouragement of any person to commit an act that results or could reasonably be expected to result in physical or mental injury to a child. Aggravated manslaughter of a child. 782.07, Florida statute. To prove the crime of aggravated manslaughter of a child, the state must prove the following two elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1. Kaylee Marie Anthony is dead. 2. Casey Marie Anthony's acts caused the death of Kaylee Marie Anthony, or the death of Kaylee Marie Anthony was caused by the culpable negligence of Casey Marie Anthony. I will now define, quote, culpable negligence, close quote, for you. Each of us has a duty to act reasonably toward others. If there is a violation of that duty without any conscious intent to harm, that violation is negligence. But culpable negligence is more than a failure to use ordinary care toward others. In order for negligence to be culpable, it must be gross and flagrant. Culpable negligence is a course of conduct showing reckless disregard of human life or of the safety of persons exposed to its dangerous effects, or such an entire want of care as to raise a presumption of a conscious indifference to consequences, or which shows wantonness or recklessness, or a grossly careful disregard of the safety and welfare of the public, or such an indifference to the rights of others as is equivalent to an intentional violation of such rights. The neglect or act or omission must have been committed with an utter disregard for the safety of others. Culpable negligence is consciously doing an act or following a course of conduct that the defendant must have known or reasonably should have known was likely to cause death or great bodily injury. If you find the defendant guilty of aggravated manslaughter of a child, you must then determine whether the state has further proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Kaylee Marie Anthony was a child whose death was caused by the neglect of Casey Marie Anthony, a caregiver. Quote, child, close quote, means any person under the age of 18 years. Quote, caregiver, close quote, means a parent, adult, household member, or other person responsible for a child's welfare. Quote, neglect of a child, close quote, means 1. A caregiver's failure or omission to provide a child with the care, supervision, and services necessary to maintain a child's physical and mental health, including, but not limited to, food, nutrition, clothing, shelter, supervision, medicine, and medical services that a prudent person would consider essential for the well-being of the child. Repeated conduct or a single incident or omission by a caregiver that results in or could reasonably be expected to result in a substantial risk of death of a child may be considered in determining neglect. All right. We'll stop right there on page 8. And the next thing we'll be getting into is false information to law enforcement. Yeah. And then the lesser included crimes. And then we get into murder in the second degree. And I want you to, by then, manslaughter, I want you by then to have some briefs. What else? Felony murder, third degree. Attempt to commit crime. Child abuse. Like how I do that. Tube. Plea of not guilty, reasonable doubt, and burden of proof. Weighing the evidence. Weighing the evidence concerning K9 searches. That ought to be interesting. Expert witnesses. Defendant not testifying. Oh yeah, there's going to be some good ones. Defendant's statement. Rules for deliberation. That's going to be a great read. Cautionary instructions. Verdict. Single defendant, multiple accounts. Submitting case to the jury. This is all the good old jury charge that's in this that is coming up. So thank you for joining me this evening. I see I did have a few of you here with me. Thank you for joining me here this evening. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, all that good stuff out to you. And I hope to see you at the next video. Take care. and happy writing as always.